Okay, let me ask you this. How are your kids are going to be an asset to me if I was dating you?
I would never date a man that ever asked me no craziness like that.
See?
I would never.
But
Because
that's
you
the
would
problem.
never ask me how my kids would be an asset to you.
That's the thing.
That's insanity.
But see, I'm coming from a logical
No.
standpoint. You
I
have
don't
to ask
think
those questions.
any woman
And let me say one more
is
thing.
going to let you say, how can your kids be an... No, sweetie. No.
Most of the people that I know that's gotten married are divorced now.
And so, really, that's an indictment of the institution.
Yeah. I think marriage is legalized slavery. I think marriage is legalized slavery.
Hey, brother. Be careful. I will.
You like a powerful man,
I do.
so a dominant to your submissive.
I'm not submissive.
Could you be a trad wife is what I'm asking.
Trad wife meaning like I'd be at home and no.
Like making Oreos from scratch.
I don't absolutely not.
Why not?
Because that's not who the I am. And my daddy didn't raise me like that.
Hey, brother. Be careful. I will.
Greetings from the east to north to south. In this wicked ass place. The topic. What are the top 5 reasons black men date outside their race? The questions. Black woman. Why you think black men date outside their race? Let's get into it. I am your host. I am the one.
Okay, here's what I think. I was talking to a handful of black women, and I had to ask the question. I said, black women? They said, yes. I said, why do you think black men date outside of their race, our race? And the answer would not surprise any black man. Their answer will not surprise any black man. And it was really funny to me because I got no dog in this race. They started telling me that a black man cannot handle a strong black woman. I said, what? Yeah, that's what they told me. I said, well, I'll tell you what, because I am a black man. And give me the definition of what is a strong black woman. Now, remember, I talked to many black women, and the definitions was not exactly the same. But it came down to, as far as I'm concerned, now I'm a man. I'm thinking you just don't want to listen to a man. That's the thing or the definition that makes up a strong black woman. You know, they can't handle us. And then they told me with a straight face, they said, hey, this is the reason why they go to white women. I said, no. They said, yeah. They said, because a white woman will take their bullshit and we won't. Now, I'm an old man. I don't see a white woman taking no black man's BS. He better be a football player or a basketball player, making a whole bunch of money. And then after the black man retire, they get divorced and they take half. So in other words, they have a strategy. They have a plan. And I'm saying, hey, black women, what is your plan? And then they told me about Oriental women, the passport bros. They go overseas to get a submissive wife. And you know what they told me about them? They say, yeah, the only reason why a black man go over there is because they're poor. And they will be getting paid. I had to think about that for a minute. Because you talk to a typical black woman today, and they want to go out on dates. And if you don't pay $200, $300, $400 per date, I think the new term they use is brokey.
So, gentlemen, Here's the thing. When you see a girl that you like, that you find attractive at the bar, casino, grocery store, Home Depot, and you approach her, offer her to pay for whatever it is that she's trying to get. That is like that is literally one of the biggest ways you can get in to get your foot in the door, is if you at least offer to pay for whatever it is that she's ordering.
Look, it's crazy, man.
That's how you get your foot in the door. The biggest way to get your foot in the door. Whether if she is at the casino, she's gambling, or if she's ordering food at the bar, drinks, grocery store, offer to pay for whatever it is that she's getting.
Shit.
Me, whenever I'm out and about, guys try to come talk to me, they always at least pay for whatever it is that I'm getting. Whether that's giving me $200-300 to gamble with,
And I said, well, if I compare the two, I say, well, wouldn't you two be doing the same thing? Because if they want money and you want money, what's the difference? They couldn't answer that. But again, I got no dog in this fight. I said, well, you tell me the reason why. You let me know why. And that was the reason. I said, well, would it surprise you if a black man had a whole different definition of why he date outside of his race? With a straight face, they looked at me and said, yeah. Well, what they say is a bunch of BS. One thing you must understand about people come from their own perspective, their own ideology. It comes from up here. Whether you accept it or not, that's the way they feel, and that's the way they think. Whether you agree with it or not, that's the way they think. You will not change their minds as far as why they do what they do. One thing for a fact is that you will not change. Well, number one, what I hear from black men is attitude. We can talk to black women about their attitude all day long, and they will look at you with a straight face and say, I don't have an attitude. In the opening clip, the man asked the question, what? I got exactly what it was. I think it was, what asset will your children bring to me in this relationship? You know, how in the world could that help me? You bring in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, and I'm going into this relationship. You got 4 kids, 4 different dads, or 4 kids, 2 and 2. What? Or 2 kids, the same dad. It doesn't make a difference what scenario you look at, but the thing is, that's money. Regardless of what you say, because you hear the term, we are a package deal. Oh, you don't get one without the other. We hear that all the time. So in other words, that's a legitimate question. Well, what benefit does it bring me coming into a relationship? Because if it's a package deal, your children is going to need financing. I mean, it is what it is. So I'm going into a relationship financing you and your children. What benefit do I get out the deal? I think it's a legitimate question. But instead of getting an answer, you have an attitude.
Okay, let me ask you this. How are your kids going to be an asset to me if I was dating you?
I would never date a man that ever asked me no craziness like that.
See,
I would never.
But
Because you would
problem.
never ask me how my kids would be an asset to you.
That's the thing.
That's insanity.
But see,
That's number one. Number one, attitude. Number two, kids. And this is not really in a particular order. If I name the top 5, kids. Now, kids, again, like I say, regardless of which way you want to look at it, because I hear a bunch of women say, I can take care of my own kids. Well, that's not the case. You know, if we got to go someplace, somebody got to keep the kids. I mean, let's not act like that's not an expense. And remember now, if you got kids, the term they use today is baby daddy. You must have one of those. And he may or may not be an issue, but he probably will. He probably will be an issue. So number one, you got kids. The man must worry about the kids, yours, and then your ex or baby daddy, whatever the term you want to use. And then your family. Generally, you know, if mom is in the pictures, because usually the moms raise the kids or the grandparents, either or. Again, that's another issue. So if a man entered that relationship, he comes in what? Third, maybe fourth on a priority list. It's not a good deal. So the top two, as far as I'm concerned, is your attitude and the kids. So let's go to the next clip.
I feel like as a man, whenever you go out, you should have a baddie budget. Something happened last night and I was like, this should be shamed. Me and my friends, we're at a table, we're having a good time, but you know, we need water at a certain point. We don't have water, so I take it upon myself to go to the bar and order 4 or 5 waters. There's a man trying to talk to me and I was like, okay, amazing, but I'm trying to order this water right now. He says, oh, I'll take care of it. I said, okay, it's me and it's my friends. I said, it's 4 waters. He's like, oh no, I'm not gonna do it. I said, do not talk to me again tonight because you don't have $47. Yes, that's expensive water, I understand. However, that's not the point. You don't have 47 spare dollars for a baddie. Go back inside immediately and don't come back out until you get some more money. I'm not playing. Don't come outside as a man without a baddie budget, without spare money to buy a baddie a drink, to buy a baddie some water, to buy a baddie and her friend some water. That don't make no sense. Where they do that at?
Love you, brother. Be careful. I will.